Hey guys, it's Kelly, and today I am so excited because I am bringing you a very, very highly requested car, and that is a 2021 Subaru Ascent Touring. Now the Touring is the highest trim level available on this car, and I am so excited to show you all the bells and whistles. If this is your first time joining me, hey, I'm Kelly and I'm the car mom. I review cars for moms and for families. I'm a mom of two, a certified child passenger safety tech, and a former car salesman. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and comment below about any other tour requests you have. So before we get started with the Subaru Ascent, let me give you a little bit of background on her. Subaru Ascent came out in 2019. It is a standard 4-cylinder, standard all-wheel drive, CVT transmission. Like I said, we are doing the Touring, so it's the highest trim level. We will have captain's chairs, but a bench seat is available in any trim level aside from the Touring. All right, let's get started. So, exterior-wise, I don't think it's quite as good looking as some of the other mid-size SUVs out there. It's a little bit less stylish, and honestly, it looks like every other Subaru out there. I mean, between this and a Forester, like, in my opinion, this is bigger, and that's about the only difference. The grille, very simple, huge chrome piece around here. Don't totally love the look of that. Giant Subaru logo, I mean, that's fine, it's the Subaru logo. The color we're doing is kind of like a bluish silver. I like it. Not sure it's my favorite. Headlights, very standard, very simple. Moving around to her side profile, it's a little bit better looking from the side in my opinion. Starting with our wheels, we have some great two-tone wheels right there. I'm really liking this like more matte silver mirror cap. I think it looks really good against the chrome and then the silver body as well. Chrome all the way around the windows. Roof rails really give it a rugged look. A little bit of black detailing right there also looks pretty nice. Moving along to the back end, this is probably my favorite angle of her. I think that I really like how the taillight kind of comes out so far. These great wraparound taillights look awesome. And then besides that, we've just got this giant bar, Subaru logo, Ascent down here. So overall, as far as the exterior is concerned, it's not the best looking car in my opinion, but there are a lot of reasons that people buy cars, and I want to know about the car seat setup, I want to know about the cup holders, I want to know just about the overall vibe of the car. So let's head inside. Okay, let's talk about the interior, starting with the door panel. Again, we're doing the Touring, one of the highest trim levels. I actually believe it is the highest trim level. Loving the elements we're looking at. This wood looks amazing. Love this contrast leather with the contrast stitching. I love that black perforated leather. Liking the design elements. Now, this car claims to have 19 cup holders, which I'm going to be honest, gets me excited. However, I'm going to venture to say that all 19 of them are below average. I think they just kind of threw 19 out there as a buzzword. Did I bring an obnoxious cup? Yes, because I'm an obnoxious person. I want to know if this cup can fit in any of these cup holders, because this is claiming to be 3. And that's a no from all of them. Okay. I'll tell you about the mess that's happening over here in a second. So, do I like the cup holders? No. Do I like the interior design? Yes. Also has Harman Kardon sound system. That is an amazing sound system. This one has an MSRP of $45,400. Let me get you on the other side. We'll talk about some more of the features it offers. All right, so talking about some more of the interior design elements, starting with our dash. It's not digital, which I was a little bit surprised on. There's not really much to break down there. Another thing I don't really love is that half of the information is displayed here, then the other half of the information is displayed up there. So this gives me information like how many miles till empty, what my average MPGs are, which I don't know. I don't enjoy having to look in two places for that information. I just kind of wish it was all laid out here. I think that this dash isn't really utilizing much of its space. It's not my favorite. Talking about some of our steering wheel controls, a lot kind of going on in the steering wheel. The buttons are like huge on the steering wheel, which is just kind of interesting, but it's got all of the great features. We've got automated cruise control, we've got a heated steering wheel, we've got Bluetooth, talk to text, all of that great stuff. So I really, really like that. Moving on to this display. The screen's a little small, I'm not gonna lie, for the size of the vehicle, especially when I'm comparing it to some of the other cars in its class, like the Hyundai Palisade. I mean, this is on the smaller end of a screen. I do appreciate that it's built in though, and it's honestly a very user-friendly display. I like the full color, it's a touchscreen, it's very responsive, so I really do like the display. It still has a CD player, how darling is that? Okay, Subaru Ascent, that's cute. We move down here to some more of the hot buttons, so it's very easy to find things like your radio, your map, things like that. Moving down here to our climate control. Again, the climate control buttons are just, everything feels a little small. I mean, for a 7-passenger car, like I feel like I could get this display in like the Forester too. And I'm like in their bigger car. So was expecting this to be a little bit bigger, but it's okay. We've got heated and ventilated seats in this trim level, which is amazing. A little cubby space right here, and then 2 USBs right here. Breaking these down, we have 2 more cup holders, which like, this sucks. This like liner that they put in here. Oh no, I think that's just how it goes. So like this doesn't even fit. Okay. Center console. It's a decent size. Not the biggest, but not the smallest either. And I kind of like that they give you this little additional thing, especially like this, you can separate your quarters. Comment below if you still separate your quarters and coins. Some other features that I really do like up here though is if you look right here, they have a seatbelt sensor. So it tells you who has their seatbelt on the first row, second row, and third row. I think for a mom especially, that's a really, really good feature. Okay, so some features up here that I actually really like is it has a rear view camera. So obviously it has the backup camera, but this rear view camera, there's a little tab right here. When you hit that, it pulls up a camera of what you're looking at instead of like looking through the mirror. Now this is important because if you're going to be having a lot of kids in the vehicle, especially in that third row, car seats, taller people, they could really start to affect your visibility. So I really, really like that. I also love this little thing that pushes down. You think it's a sunglass holder, which it is, but it doubles as a little mirror. I call this the Are You Behaving mirror. So you can quickly be like, hey, what are you doing? And it gives you a way to quickly look at your kids. I really like that feature. I think that's an awesome, awesome thing to have. We also have a fabulous panoramic sunroof. Looks amazing. Loving all the natural light she's looking in. And then besides that, guys, just the safety features in this car, I mean, they're awesome. It's got everything from blind spot to frontal collision warning to rear brake assist. It even has lane keep assist, which when we were driving over here, we kind of actually noticed it. Essentially, it reads the lanes on the road, and then if I even just swerve over into the other lane without my blinker, it popped up 2 little dots right here to tell me which side I was even swerving on. It was actually a really helpful visual, and I actually really liked it. Another thing that I loved that it did is we were at a stoplight, and then when the car in front of me went, it came up on the dash to let me know the car in front of me had moved and that I could move. Okay, so you guys get it. Like, I'm liking it from up here. It's fine. I want to talk about the second row and the third row though, because I have some concerns. All right, so here's a shot of me in the second row of the Subaru Ascent. This seat is set for myself. I'm pretty tall, about 6 feet. Still have great knee clearance. We have 2 leather back pockets on either side, which I love. Our own climate control back here with heated seats. We have an outlet, which I love outlets, especially for like anyone who's pumping. Like when I used to pump for my daughter, sometimes I would have to do it in the car, so I like having the flexibility of an outlet. We have 2 USBs right here, and this is, again, they're really trying to bring home the cup holder thing, and I'm here to tell you I'm still not that impressed. Here are 2 cup holders, which let me get my cup, which again, I know I'm part of the problem, but I'm just trying to show you where we're at. Okay, so that actually fits. That's actually exciting. Then they give me a door cup holder, which doesn't fit, and then they give me 3 more cup holders down here, which also don't fit. Anyway, this one works, I guess. And there's also sunshades, which I love, love, love. Built-in sunshades. Perfect. So obviously we're doing the captain's chairs today. If you look at the aisle right here, I always think this is really interesting too. It's just not quite as big as you think it's going to be. And I think that sometimes families want to get a captain seat for that usability of the third row access, but like, I mean, like I don't fit back there. Obviously I'm a tall person, like children would have an easier time, but like, gosh, this is just such a narrow aisle. I do like that these things are on track, so you can move this seat more forward. Oh my gosh. Or more back to give more space to the corresponding room. Anyway, it's pretty good. It's not quite as spacious as I was hoping it would be. Before I get car seats, I'm gonna go ahead and sit in the third row just to give you an idea of that spacing, and then we'll put some car seats in here. Okay, so here's a shot of me in the third row, and there's a couple of things that I'm not really much liking very much. The first is that my head is literally on the ceiling because this is so elevated. Look at this elevation that I'm dealing with right now. I mean, my knees are in my chest. This is so uncomfortable. Like, that doesn't really work. Okay, so like here I am. Some more cup holders, which I can tell you are not going to fit my cup, but that's okay. I do like that we have ceiling vents in both the second and the third row. That's really good to see. And then okay. So with this is not pushed all the way back, but it's pushed a fair amount back, and I actually still have some decent knee clearance. It's not bad. It's just kind of tight. And they're saying that there's 3 seats back here, which I think is a stretch. We only have USBs on one side back here, which is kind of interesting. So overall, you know, I'm fine. I'm not blown away, but it's one of the smaller midsize SUVs, so I'm trying not to be too harsh on the sizing of it. I'm really excited to put some 2 car seats in here and check out the trunk space as well, so let's do that next. All right, want to just kind of break down the third row access for you guys. So to start with, you do have the option just to move this all the way forward, and then you could maybe enter the third row that way, provided you have a car seat that's installed with the lower anchors. This is kind of a way to kind of have like a faux car seat friendly access, but of course it has to be installed with the lower anchors, and of course you'd have to have a child. That was pretty easy to slither back there. As far as other types of third row access is concerned, number 1 is this, pushes forward, and then number 2, oh, it lanes all the way forward. That's number 2. Wait, hold on. Those are labeled kind of strange. I guess that's just to put it down. I thought it would do more. Okay, so it looks like it's just this. And if you didn't want to do that, you could just do this. So especially if you had like an infant seat base here, that would be a really good option as a way to access the third row. All right, let me go grab some car seats. So as far as the car seat setup is concerned, we have lower anchors on this seat, and then in between these 2 seats, there's one set back here. They're super strange though, because it's like over the seat belt, so that can make some installations on some car seats more difficult. Something to note, every seat has its own tether anchor, which is good to see. Obviously you need a tether anchor for any sort of forward-facing car seat, so I do appreciate that flexibility. All right, let me get a car seat in here just to give you an idea of space. Okay guys, so I brought 1 car seat today. It's a Graco extended fit. I'm installing it rear facing just to give you an idea of spacing for the car. If you have specific questions about your car seat setup, I highly suggest and recommend that you contact a certified child passenger safety tech to help with your specific situation. Here's what we're working with. Not a lot of clearance, to be honest with you. I have this seat not so generous to set for myself. Like, I'd like to go back more, and I don't have a ton of clearance, so did want to just point that out to you. But as far as the installation was concerned, easy to install rear facing. I chose to do it with the lower anchors. They're easy to access. It just has a little piece that comes right down. Would have no problem accessing the tether anchors. The headrests are all removable, so that makes it a lot easier. So I've been doing this a while now, you know what I mean? This is, you know what, this is what it looks like. If you want to spend 15 minutes playing Tetris to try to get it to fit, that's on you. Go ahead and do it. Tag me on Instagram. I'll share with the class. This is a no from me. This is a no. And this is just a single Upper Baby Vista. It's not even like that big a one. So aside from that, let's break down the trunk a little bit, shall we? All right, so we do have a little bit of an underneath storage here, which I do enjoy this. I love when they're lined like this. It's like such a great place for like muddy shoes, wet things, anything like that. So that looks great. And I like that these have mats all the way on the back, because that is awesome for not like totally roughing up the back of the seats. The seats are easy to put down. You just pull this and push it forward. And then obviously when we do this, we have much better trunk space. That's a lot better. It lays completely flat. It looks really good. Super easy to access like this. Super easy to access like this. Oh.
Is that your head?
Yeah.
Aww.
Oh man, I'm okay. All right, so let me break down the drive of the Subaru Ascent. So like I said, it is a 4-cylinder, it's a turbo 4-cylinder CVT transmission. CVT stands for continuous variable transmission, I think. Basically, a CVT transmission is like a rubber band. So instead of the gear shifting, it goes like this. It's not my favorite drive, to be honest with you. And if you get in a car like this and you're like, gosh, I don't really like the drive, it's because you don't like the CVT transmission. They're not for everybody. Some people love them. I'm sure a lot of people in the comments are going to come for me telling me I'm an idiot because I know nothing about them. And you would be right. I do know nothing about them. So save your peace. I'm just saying, personally, I don't like the drive as much. I do like the 4-cylinder. I think the 4-cylinder is a little bit more fuel efficient, which is great. And I love that these are all-wheel drive standard. As someone who lives in Missouri, an all-wheel drive car is really important to me. As far as the comfort goes, it's actually a very quiet ride. We were surprised how quiet it felt. And there's just something, this is so specific, but if you care, you'll really care. The windows are so satisfying to put down. They just like make the best noise ever. And they're so quick. Look how quick that goes up and down. Watch your fingers. I'm really happy to see that. I don't know why I'm happy to see that, I just am. Okay, so that is going to wrap up my tour of this 2021 Subaru Ascent. Overall, I do like the vehicle, and I do think it would work really well for slightly smaller families, just because I think that third row is just a little bit too compact to be able to be putting children in there regularly. But if you have this car and it's working for you and your family, please leave us in the comments below about how it's working and how you like it. Or if you don't like it, let us know as well. I want this platform to be collaborative. I want to hear from families of all shapes and sizes. So, yeah, bye.
All right, everyone, let's build my own 2022 Subaru Ascent. There's 5 trim levels we can choose from. After kind of going through them, I tried to keep this as cost effective as possible, but there are like some key convenience and safety features that I just really want. So I do like that when we're in the standard, we still have the standard eyesight driver's assist technology. That does have a lot of great standard crash prevention features in it. However, we don't have rear climate control, so I feel like I need that. And we didn't have heated seats. So I was like, okay, we for sure need to go here. But then I realized that we don't even get reverse automatic braking and keyless access until we get to this Ascent Onyx edition. Then when I went down to the Limited, I noticed that there was some other key features that I was thinking I wanted. So overall, after going through them, I'm going to go with the Limited. You know, the Touring gives you 180-degree front view monitor, the panoramic sunroof, the hardened carbon sound system, but I'm going to keep it here. You can also still get the bench seat on the Limited, whereas once you get to the Touring, you cannot get the bench anymore. So that's why I'm going to choose the Limited. All right, let's pop on in and look at some colors. I have a feeling I know what color I'm going to go for, but I can always be surprised, I suppose. Okay, so first, I had to check out the blue. It's a little too navy vibes for my taste, but I do like it. Nope. That's not a good color. I had a feeling I was just going to stick with white, and I do think that is going to ring true. Gosh, it is. I'm sorry. This is not a flattering look for this car. This just doesn't look very good. I'm going to go for white. I was like, where are we? We're at a carnival? Okay, and then for interior, I'm just going to stick with black because that's just kind of what I do. Harman, I can add this stuff. I'm not going to add anything, and I'm also not going to add the captain's chairs. Okay. Whoa, this is a lot to handle. This is not quite as user-friendly as I was hoping. Oh, I really did like this cargo tray. But I mean, I never really deal with these things. Okay, good. I also get sunshades. That's what I like to see. This is what you need. That's what I would add. For $133, I feel like that's a good price too. Okay, that's going to be it. That's just what I'm going to do. So that's going to bring my, oh gosh, does it not even tell me? Okay. That's going to bring my 2022 Subaru Ascent to an MSRP of $40,853.